I'm sitting here in the sunshine on the San Juan Island. It's my first time ever being here, and I'm on a bit of a personal retreat, and it's been absolute joy and pleasure to be in this place that is just so magical. There's so much elemental energy here. It looks like little mossy bumps over the rocks, and it just reminds me of long ago, like lifetimes long ago. And I'm here being both cleansed and activated, and I'm receiving messages both from the woman who's hosting me and through my own divine wisdom that's opening up as a result of just relaxing and receiving. And there is a hummingbird literally within 3 feet of me right now. And the hummingbird presence has been incredibly profound, along with ravens and hawks and dragonflies. And there's an incredible experience that's happening because I'm also grid working. I am preparing a grid for a client. And this grid, actually, the stones wanted to sit outside for 24 hours. And so I laid them out yesterday at noon after I had done some other grid work and laid out a different grid. And the breeze came up while I was laying them out, and I thought, oh, that's interesting. And then last night, they wanted to be outside for 24 hours in this beautiful gazebo with this beautiful land and this beautiful connection to the ocean, and to receive what the land wanted to infuse into these stones, to receive what the elemental energies, fairy specifically, fairy nature sprites, wanted to infuse in these stones, because that's a gift for my client to receive. My client has a very elemental signature about her, and I've always felt that since the very first interactions that we've had. And so this trip, I was invited on this trip, and then I was called by my client to ask me to create a grid for her new business. She is making the journey from corporate to her own healing business, and she's creating a space within her home, and she wanted a crystal grid to support that. She felt very called to have that anchor point, to have that energy be present and radiating. And the word that was so profoundly related to that grid was gentle. That she's here to bring in a gentle energy to assist people in their healing journey. And that's what this grid is being infused with. It's radiating with this nature that I'm in, that I am sitting in and receiving from, is gentle. Except last night. Last night, all of the sudden, there were probably gale force winds, and we actually went out on the patio and got all the things that could possibly blow away and put them into a safe place because it was so profoundly windy. There were waves in the swimming pool, and it was incredible. It was like when you see waves crashing onto a pier, the waves were crashing from the hot tub section over the divider into the actual swimming pool. So it was this storm, this wind that was just powerful and came to help and assist with these crystals. And I thought, oh, I wonder what's going to happen to the crystals. And I was told to just trust that they were receiving everything that they were here to receive, and that they would be here in the morning. And I came out this morning, and all that had happened to these crystals was the center stone had tipped towards the sunrise. And that to me is quite profound, because the sunrise represents birth, renewal. It's a new day. But when I set up the grid, I was facing the west, which is the setting of the sun, the closing out, the transformation that happens between the closing out and the rise. And it's just something to be able to witness nature, to listen to the intuitive nudges and just move with them, just be with them, just receive them, just allow them to exist, to coexist, to co-create with you. That's the beauty of being alive right now, is that we have the ability to connect in that way, to connect with the unseen realms, to recharge, to rest, to open ourselves up to receiving the beautiful gifts and offerings that Spirit sends our way. I wouldn't be here if I didn't have the day where there was so much pain that I actually reached out and posted what I was going through. That pain turned into this incredible experience and this divine pleasure that I have tears just feeling the sense of gratitude. What exists when we are in alignment for it? What opens up as we walk this path and this journey? So I'll leave you with an invitation to go inward, an invitation to listen to your own wisdom, and if that's something that you really struggle with, there are people around who are here to help you. You're not here to do everything on your own. And sometimes sitting in a state of receiving reveals the most profound gifts and knowledge and wisdom. But we have to get to a point where we can receive that. And sometimes that means slowing down, and sometimes that means actually taking a break from all of the whirlwind and unplugging and plugging into a different frequency for a little bit. Remote work. Letting nature be the operating system. We're designed to be in collaboration with nature and the rhythms of life. And I think that we forget that. I think we're trained to forget that. And here's a magical note. Today wasn't supposed to be that nice or that warm. And I'm wearing a nice, jacket here, and I do have a blanket on my lap. But the sun is shining, and the clouds are just floating by. And it's so peaceful, and it's so beautiful. And it's so much more than I could have ever asked for. Thank you for spending a moment. Thank you for following the journey. And if you find yourself really intrigued and interested in grid work and crystal grids and working with the land and seeing what can open up as a result of that. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, and we'll continue on this journey together. Thanks for being here.